unlike on the subway, when you pay your fare, you're doing so on the bus. The act of doing so or not doing so, it impedes and impacts the ability of the bus to actually operate.
Make buses fast and...
The Mamdani movement has shifted boring buses into a controversial new lane. While some critics don't seem to mind the idea of fast buses,
Nothing is free here, yeah?
the idea of free buses is triggering some rage about socialism.
Explain his stupidity to me. I don't believe in communism.
Oh my gosh. And you see, now this is the problem. Keep on getting into this mindset, this neoliberalist mindset. Think about it. It's using public money to fund a public service. That makes the most sense to me. And it goes back to that same type of mindset that I made about my Amtrak video about profitability. People keep on wanting public transportation to be profitable. The people go,
Well, why isn't MTA doesn't earn any money or what?
like they keep on thinking about it as an actual company, but we don't think about our police department as that. Like, let's say somebody stole something from your house or whatever. You call the police. They show up. They don't say,
That's gonna be $15.
they don't say that.
Yeah, that's gonna be $15, and then I'll go chase the suspect.
They don't say that because it's a public service. We all understand that having the police department is a public service. But all of a sudden, when it comes to public transportation, it's completely different. All of a sudden, it's just like, it reeks.
There's Staten Islanders protesting when they made the ferries free back in the 1990s.
Noted socialist Rudy Giuliani.
Who says you don't get something for nothing? Mayor Rudy Giuliani are doing a great service to Staten Island.
Actually, when we made 5 bus routes free, one of them was on Staten Island.
Mamdani's referring to a one-year free bus pilot
We are going to see a free bus route in every single borough.
that he
I'm not gonna lie, when he made those 5 bus routes free, one of them, like, I actually used a lot. And I would use it literally with anything. Like, let's say it was hot outside, right? I'll take the bus one stop. I'll take it one stop. You know, I was using the buses more often because I knew, like, hey, I don't have to pay for this. Like, I don't feel like I'm being penalized for needing to use public transportation. And I think that's the main goal, is that we don't make people feel penalized for using public transportation. Like, you don't get a fare box when you have to drive, right? Unless you have to go through a toll or something like that. But you don't have a fare box. So you don't really think about, like, driving is a lot more expensive than taking public transportation. You don't really think about that much because initially you're just hopping in a car, right? There's no, like, immediate, like, boom, you have to pay type of thing. And so I think, like, even mentally that does something for people where it's like, I already despise taking public transportation because public transportation makes me feel despised myself.
pushed through Albany with help from Mayor Eric Adams back in 2023 before they were rivals.
I think we'll make a major impact.
According to the MTA, Mamdani's free bus experiment boosted ridership 32%, with the lowest income riders taking trips they had previously avoided. But the free buses did not become fast during the pilot, in part because they did not use backdoor boarding.
If you talk to...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was super weird. Okay, so the buses did not use backdoor boarding during the time that the public transportation was free. So it's like, why are we forcing people to go through the front? And so you would have lines of people, right? Because now the buses are more popular because now it's free. You would have lines of people waiting at the front door to get in. That part didn't make any sense to me. But I'm not gonna lie, right? The people who fare evade, I don't mind them that much. Because when they fare evade and they go through the back door, hey, I might have paid my $2.90, but at least I don't have to wait for everybody to go single file through the front door. Hey, you not paying your $2.90 sped up my trip by 3 minutes, then I'm really indifferent.
The bus drivers, you'll hear again and again that a significant number of assaults are tied to the fare box. We found that we decreased assaults on bus drivers by 38.9%.
Can the city afford this?
And that goes exactly to what I was saying. When people feel penalized for using public transportation, it brings out aggression in people, right? It's like, all right, I'm already struggling to pay rent. I'm already struggling to like eat, to live here, right? And now I have a bus driver pressing me over 290. Now, I'm not saying that this justifies bus drivers to get assaulted, right? But I think it's that type of case where it's like, it's a bad situation for everybody. You're putting everybody in a bad situation. Bus drivers should not have to be the one to be like,
oh, you didn't pay your fare.
Like they should, their job is to drive that bus. That's their job. Their main goal is getting everybody from A to B safely. That's their goal. Their goal isn't supposed to be a law enforcer. So I think that by reducing that fare box whole issue right there, it reduces that tension. So people don't feel like,
oh, wait, what, you calling me broke? You're calling me broke because I'm taking the bus and I can't afford it.
And I've had times where I've forgotten my school Metro card, and I would hate when I would do this, but I would forget my school Metro card. I might leave it in my locker at school, or I would leave it at home for the day. Then I have to ask for a free ride to the bus operators or to whoever, because I don't like jumping. I don't like jumping the turnstile, and I don't like just walking past the bus driver without saying anything. If I need to ride for free, I typically would just ask. And typically I will be let on. But there have been cases where when I was a student, if I can't pay my fare because I don't have my Metro card, the bus driver would kind of give some attitude or whatever, or like try to play like mind games and stuff like that. Like, oh, so you don't have it? Like you, blah, blah, blah. But also it just makes it so just like unnecessary. Especially when I was a kid, it would just be like, okay, can you just please like let me, I can't get home, right? Like you want me to beg? And some bus drivers would just be like, okay, and be like hella cool about it. Let's say like, okay, so it was like the 2nd Avenue subway like opened up like a year prior, or like maybe it was like the same year it opened. And I decided to ride it, but then I left my Metro card in my school locker. When I was trying to go home, I asked the guy, I was like, yo, I need to get in because I don't have my school Metro card. And then he asked me to do math problems in order to get a free ride. I mean, look, W education, I guess, bro. I mean, he had me do algebra problems to get in. I've never had that type of experience. It was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was like, bro, this is so unnecessary that like I feel like if we could just cut all this stuff out, then I think it would make our society a lot better. Again, it felt like you feel that shame of not being able to afford it. Public transportation already has this negative connotation, and so now you can't afford public transportation. It already feels like I'm like extra broke or whatever. And so then like when people ask you like, hey, like where's your fare? Why can't you da 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 da? Even though I'm literally in high school, it still felt like, dang, like I feel like less. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. WMATA has resorted to putting fare required on their outer bus screens. Yeah, actually a lot of places have done that. Not just WMATA. I've seen it, like New York does it ever since COVID. I don't know if I'm able to mention that without getting the video or whatever taken down, but New York has also done the same thing. It says fare required. Sometimes it's annoying because I'll look at the outside bus screen and all it says is fare required, but not displaying what the bus actually is. It still doesn't do anything because even if you're saying fare required, we know it's fare required, but you know, like still gonna be people who are just gonna walk on. A sign isn't gonna do anything.